whatsoever. That's the argument. And I'll explore that and give you somewhat of a basis and what the legal reasoning is for those who say that Roe should be and in fact is going to be overturned. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
More than 60,000 students in the LA School District are expected to get free high-speed internet.
The district has announced a $50 million investment to get students who don't have access to high-speed internet connected to it. Superintendent Alberto Carvalho says lack of high-speed internet hurt many students during the pandemic.
The speed of the connection undermined their ability to learn. We are better than that.
Carvalho says most of the money for the program will be paid by the federal government. He says while the program has been funded for 2 years, he's confident it will last longer. In LA, Blake Trolley, KFI News.
Well, the federal government says it will scale back delivery of water from the Lake Powell Reservoir on the Utah-Arizona border this year because of the drought. The second largest reservoir on the Colorado River has dropped to just 24% of capacity. The government wants to keep enough water in Lake Powell to make sure the Glen Canyon Dam can continue to generate electricity. Elon Musk says governments and businesses may soon have to pay a slight cost to use Twitter. The new owner of the platform says Twitter will continue to be free for the casual user. A man who was arrested for keeping an alligator in his home in Oxnard has been arrested and sentenced to 60 days in jail. The man was arrested in March 2021 after police found him with meth, heroin, and cocaine. They also found a 4-foot alligator in his home, submerged in a tank filled with rancid water. The man has been ordered to pay restitution to the California Fish and Game Preservation Fund. And the OC Fair has passed a proposal to allow glass pop pipes and some CBD products, advertisements, and sponsorships at the fairgrounds.
The Fair Board cited the legality of retail cannabis in Costa Mesa, where the fair is located, and the availability of CBD products when changing the policy.
There are cannabis events at other fairgrounds.
OC Fair CEO Michelle Richards says the board last week stopped short of allowing full cannabis events, but some events, like the Pet Expo, can benefit now from the changes.
There are a lot of CBD products out there available for pets, and now an event like Pet Expo would be able to display and sell CBD products.
The board at a later date will discuss cannabis events. In Costa Mesa, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
We'll get a look at your drive on the 118. We've got some better news for you, but first it's sports with Wayne.
And the Dodgers won their series opener against the Giants by a score of 3-0. Here's Mookie Betts after the game. He's not quite as thrilled as you might expect.
It was better. We didn't really hit much, but they got some good arms, so, that kind of kept us off the board.
What does it take to make Mookie happy? Game 2 today at 7:10 live on AM 570 LA Sports. Manager Dave Roberts seems to be still deciding on a starting pitcher strategy. The Angels fell to the Red Sox 4-0. That series continues at 4:10 today with Reed Detmers starting. And the Kings have Game 2 in their NHL playoff series against the Edmonton Oilers tonight at 7. You can listen live in HD on the iHeart app. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
If you have termites, and you can easily tell, you have little bugs flying around and wood shavings the bottom of your baseboard, termites. It's an easy phone call to make to get rid of them, and I'm going to suggest Pacific Coast Termite. But even if you don't know, I'm going to also suggest calling Pacific Coast Termite. They're going to come out and give you a free home inspection and tell you either you don't have them or you do it. It's early days, and let's get them right now. And they do that without tenting. There's those little buggers start chewing immediately. You can even be home when they do their work, and I've tented before. You don't want to go there, trust me. You have to double bag your food, you go to a hotel. You don't need any of that with Pacific Coast Termite. Pacific Coast Termite. Obviously, I am a customer, and I suggest that this is the place to go. Call 800-PACIFIC, 800-PACIFIC. Visit PacificCoastTermite.com, 800-PACIFIC.
Pacific Coast Termite kills termites.
The clean, friendly way.
SoCal weather from KFI. After this marine layer goes away, we have a mostly sunny day ahead. Temperatures will be a lot warmer. We'll be in the low 80s to right at 90. Stay that way for tomorrow and Friday, then cool it down for the weekend. Let's get some better news for your drive on the 118.
That's a part you've been listening
before you start your drive here in the morning, you had to drive this westbound 118 to South 405. It's all gone. There was a problem, and quite a problem, right in the middle of that transition. So it's all open now. I got to warn you, once you do get on the 405 board, we had some police activity here on 405 at Victory. We had to move. Looks like they're all done with that now. But boy, oh boy, the southbound drive is good all the way down here as far as lanes open is concerned. Still have a little activity to the shoulder here, a little bit before Victory. But it's going to be one of those drives. That's what I'm trying to get to, up and over the hill. Once you get to the top of the hill, you'll see the marine layer that Jen is referring to. Boy, most of the basin covered right now. But the drive's just going to be slow all the way down. The 170 coming away from the 5, that's okay. There's quite a problem still working in the East LA interchange, though. The info we're getting from the CHP at South 5 just coming barely out of the interchange around Whittier, Lorena. That's where the lane is blocked, so kind of slow going through. The 101 to get to the 4 level, not too bad. Morning drive slow from about Sunset Boulevard down. We'll keep tabs on this 405 for you. Jeff KFI in the sky.
Dear Ma, I owe it all to you. My life, career, success. You knew from the day I was born I had the perfect face for radio. Happy Mother's Day. Hey, wait a minute. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morocco. Number 5.
Treat Mom and treat yourself. We've got a mother-daughter mani-pedi special running all month at Stage Spa.
Number 4.
Party down in our baby pits. All players at your table could win up to $100 in promo chips from 2 to 10 p.m. Friday.
3.
Mama with Mama. Live Latin music free at Sideline Stage on Mother's Day, 6 to 10 p.m.
And the number 2.
Baxley Vista Jewels giveaway. Get a necklace and earring set when you earn 500 points on your rewards cards the 9th or 10th.
And the number 1 reason.
Spice it up on Mexican Mother's Day. Get carne asada at Good Times Cafe or Chili Colorado at Fiesta Taco. Specially priced May 10th.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good times.
As a marketer, you want to reach everyone. Adults, teens, millennials. But it's not like these groups all hang out in the same place, right? Actually wrong. They're all right here, listening to radio commercials just like this one. Radio ads connect with 93% of Americans every week. That's more than Google, more than Facebook, more than TV. In fact, radio reaches 20% more millennials than TV. Want more of the people you want to talk to all in one place? Visit iHeartAdvertising.com and get AM/FM working for you. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
If you think your dishwasher is only good for cleaning or that your washer dryer is just for laundry, think again. Those appliances can also reduce your impact on climate change if you make sure not to run them between peak hours of 4 to 9 p.m. Because outside those times, there's more renewable energy for them to use. SCE Time of Use Rates, an easy way to make a change for the better. Visit SCE.com/TOU rates for more information.
If you're suffering from stabbing pain, numbness, cramping, tingling, or burning in your feet, legs, or hands, you may be experiencing neuropathy. Neuropathy is caused by damage to nerves, and it impacts the lives of millions of Americans. If you are suffering from neuropathy and have been prescribed a medication like Lyrica, Neurontin, or gabapentin, there may be an alternative. Highly trained doctors are using a cutting-edge treatment to slow and often reverse the disease without addictive medication. If you're tired of living in pain, then call 855-4-GET-WELL. That's 855-4-GET-WELL. There's no surgery or prescription drugs. Don't wait to get relief. Call 855-4-GET-WELL. That's 855-4-GET-WELL. The first 25 callers will receive a full exam and in-depth consultation absolutely free.
Go solar with local and veteran-owned Strippers Solaris. Visit strippersolaris.com.
KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. Bill Handel here. Wednesday morning, May 4th. And so much going on today. First of all, the fallout, the backlash of the release of that first draft of the Supreme Court decision in the Dobbs case. Effectively, it's going to overturn Roe v. Wade. I mean, there's very little doubt about that. And then demonstrations exploded around the country. So that we're going to cover, obviously, in the next few days. And yesterday, comedian Dave Chappelle, last night he was at the Hollywood Bowl doing a performance, part of a Netflix special, and he was attacked.
someone attacked him on stage with a knife and a gun he had on him. Didn't pull it out, but he had a knife and a gun on him. And he was injured by security folks who pulled him off Dave Chappelle. It's gotten crazy out there. Southern California is a weird place when it comes to law enforcement, especially when you have LA and LA County, Orange County right next to each other. In Orange County, you have a traditional district attorney, a prosecutor who believes in prosecuting criminals, Todd Spitzer, who I've known for 30 years. And right next door in LA County, where I happen to live, we happen to have George Gascon, who ran on this progressive, and I put that in quotes, ticket, where he actually should be heading the public defender's office as opposed to the prosecutor's office. For example, let me give you a case, and this is very famous. There was a convicted sex offender, and his attorney asked for leniency in that case. You got 73 years, or he was looking, the judge was asked to consider reducing the 73-year sentence. The prosecutor assigned to the case, of course, would stand up and go, "Your Honor, that's ridiculous. This man is a convicted sex offender. 73 years is completely appropriate." Instead, the prosecutor didn't even object. What? And he said in a court filing, because his boss, District Attorney George Gascon, wouldn't allow the objection. The DA believes that regardless of them talking from the court filing, the district attorney believes that regardless of the number of charges committed or the number of victims that were harmed, a person should not serve a sentence that is greater than 15 years. And then there was a fight with one of Gascon's top aides who said, "Wait a second, you totally misrepresented what our position is." And then the supervisor, the person who was over that deputy DA, was demoted. And I mean, really demoted. And of course, there's a lawsuit for discrimination that's going on. So what's happening is this huge fight. This is so unusual. I don't know what's happening in place else in the country. Where you've got the district attorney, the elected official, in a fight with the deputy DAs who actually try cases. They're prosecutors. They go after the bad guys. They want to get the maximum sentence. That's typically what happens with prosecution. And you've got a DA on the other side who says, "I agree with the defense. We should lower sentences. We should never try teenagers as adults. We should never take a 17-year-old who has committed the most heinous crimes you can imagine and charge him or her, usually him, as an adult." I mean, there's a whole philosophy here. And the DA's office is just in an uproar, and the fights are going on. The internal fights between the DA and the prosecutors are going completely crazy. On his first day in office, Gascon barred prosecutors from seeking the death penalty, trying juveniles or adults, seeking sentencing enhancements. If you're in a gang, for example, if you're in a gang and you use a gun, all of them enhancing the prison sentences, he cut all of that out. Just cut all of that out. I mean, exactly what a defense attorney would do. Now, Gascon has caved in a couple of cases because the politics were so outrageous, and then he backpedaled. I really didn't mean that, even though, yes, I said that no juvenile should be charged as an adult. What I really meant is no juvenile should be charged unless that juvenile has committed these heinous crimes, which, of course, he never said that before. I mean, he's making that up and backpedaling it. But what ends up happening is I think there's going to be a major fight. I'm sure as hell going to vote against George Gascon. From day one, I thought that you may disagree with the prosecutor's office, but man, that's what they do. You don't need two defense attorneys up there arguing on behalf of the defendant. And everybody is flummoxed with this. Is he going to win again? Well, even the people that were in favor of Gascon are sitting there here scratching their heads going, what is going on with this guy? And he is LA County's district attorney, and he's running again. Is he going to win? Who the hell knows? He has all the name recognition. But keep in mind, he won without name recognition until liberal money came in, because he was up north. He was DA of San Francisco. And so if you have enough money, and of course the real liberal movement came in with tons of money because they like what he does. Well, they like criminals, I guess. Maybe I'm doing this with a broad brush, but I don't think so. All right. LA's crackdown on homeless. We do a homeless segment. And here's another episode. Here's another chapter. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
The Senate is set to take action to protect abortion rights before the Supreme Court possibly ends Roe v. Wade. A vote's expected next week to create a federal law. Russia's denying that Russian President Putin plans to formally declare war on Ukraine on May 9th. That is an important Russian holiday celebrating victory in World War II. And a deputy in Denver has been fired after letting inmates at the downtown jail order Uber Eats. The deputy was fired in April after being found unfit for duty. We'll get a look at your drive with the KFI in the sky in just a moment.
Navigating Medicare can be overwhelming, which is why I'm suggesting you call AGA Medicare Options. So Medicare is pretty complicated stuff. Plans change every year. There's tons of plans out there. And so where you are at, well, let me ask you this. Do you know which plan to go to? If you're about to go on Medicare, which one? If you're on Medicare, do you switch? This is where AGA Medicare Options come in. These are experts that will share with you the information so you know which plan is the best, that your doctors accept, the best plans for drugs, that lowest out-of-pocket costs. That's what AGA does for you, and they have a free dinner and educational Medicare seminar coming up. No enrollments, no sales, it's just giving you that information. Call to attend that free dinner and seminar near you. Dial pound 250 on your cell and just say the keyword My Medicare, pound 250 on the cell, say My Medicare, or visit AGAMedicareOptions.com.
SoCal weather from KFI from the Driveway.com Weather Center is mostly sunny today. Highs will range from the low 80s to right at 90. This report is brought to you by Whole Foods Market. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, let's go places. Jeff Boggs taking a look at your ride.
Thanks, well, not much of a ride here. We're kind of stuck in the San Fernando Valley weather-wise for the moment, but just wanted to give you a heads up about the 405. If you're just coming out of the New All Pass or coming off the 118 to the South 405, it is really jammed solid from the 118 down to about Victory. That's where we had some police activity a little while ago that blocked all lanes, so that's what did it. A little bit of a good spot after that, but then again, Burbank Boulevard up and over the hill. And by the way, once you get to the top of the hill, you see that marine layer that Jen and I have been both talking about. It's quite severe in West LA, so just be careful going downhill. Long lane problem back to that 118 for a minute, going to the South 405. That's all gone. But now we just got word. We're just turning north on the 170 right now as I speak to you. North 5 up around the 118. Another problem just popped up, so I'll check that for you. More coming up. Jeff KFI in the sky.
Prime members, pick the perfect tulip centerpiece for your Mother's Day brunch at Whole Foods Market. Enjoy a 15-stem bunch of tulips for $9.99 each through May 10th, while supplies last. See more on the Whole Foods Market app.
This report is sponsored by Cal Recycle. Californians are recycling smarter to help save our planet. Empty your recycling and let it dry to make sure it gets recycled. For more tips on proper recycling, visit iRecycleSmart.com. Do your part. Recycle smart.
Los Angeles, don't miss the excitement of the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs when your LA Kings take on the Edmonton Oilers. Tickets are on sale now. Visit lakings.com/playoffs to secure your seats today.
After the last year, it's safe to say that many of us are ready to get back to traveling. And by getting a real ID, you're officially ready to get back in the air and back to the people and destinations you love. Starting May 3rd, 2023, you'll need a federally accepted form of identification, like a real ID, to board domestic flights. Whether it's a friend's trip, an overdue family reunion, or a getaway with your partner, a real ID will help you get there. Start the Real ID application online at realid.dmv.ca.gov.
Summer is coming soon, and now's the best time to go solar with SolarMax.
You can get solar for $49.93 a month, 0 down, 0.99% APR.
Dial pound 250 on your cell and say that keyword SolarMax, pound 250 SolarMax, or go to solarmaxtech.com.
Monthly payment available on approved credit, CSOB number 97204.
Our homes, we protect them from intruders with security systems, but there's another kind of intruder most people aren't aware of until it's too late. Home title thieves. When a criminal transfers your home title to a fake identity and steals your title, no one will notify you. Not the police, not even your bank. Sadly, people find out when it's too late, when their home is sold out from under them, or the eviction notice comes. That's when the legal nightmare begins. You need Home Title Lock, America's leader in home title protection. For just pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title for 24/7 monitoring. Cyber technology has made it easy for criminals to steal your home. Home Title Lock alerts you if your home becomes their target. Make sure you're not already a victim. Go to HomeTitleLock.com and for a limited time, get your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value, free with sign-up. Again, that's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
Rick Caruso's can-do record of public service. When the DWP faced financial ruin, they called Caruso. He cut billions in debt and saved ratepayers from bankruptcy. When the LAPD was reeling, Caruso reformed the department and cut crime 30%. When USC was rocked by scandal, Caruso cleaned up admissions and demanded accountability for abuse. Caruso can clean up LA. Paid for by Rick Caruso for Mayor 2022. Additional information is available at ethics.lacity.org.
My uncle had a Christmas party. My mom and dad bought a big Christmas tree and it was catered.
It was the one big party I remember as a kid.
And I remember my uncle
got really, really drunk and he fell into the tree and nobody said anything.
Everyone just walked by and like, well, that's where he is tonight.
The Tim Conway Jr. Show.
Branches are broken, the flock is everywhere.
Weeknights at 6 on KFI.
KFI AM 640, Bill Handel here. Wednesday morning, May the 4th. Yesterday was a primary in Ohio, and the Republican who was endorsed by President Trump handily won the primary. And the question is, does former President Trump have the influence that he had? Oh, yeah. He still controls the Republican Party. The party is the philosophy of Donald Trump. And at some point, we'll talk about that. This goes back to the 1930s. That thinking is before World War II. And the America First concept. And, that's going to be coming up in a few days. All right, a lot of pressure against dealing with the homeless here in the city of Los Angeles. And we obviously know more and more homeless are out there. More and more of these campers, these RVs are out there on the street. I get off the freeway and then I hit the street. I go down the street and sometimes I go down Riverside Drive to get here. And it's a street near the station. And along the street, there are a bunch of RVs that are parked that I never saw before. And they're rotted out, and they're clearly not drivable, and people live in them, and they're, these canvas overhangs, and they're there. You go, what happened? Well, welcome to Southern California, particularly the city of Los Angeles, where it's homeless heaven. So the city passed, the council passed a law, 13-2, back in July, saying there is no camping. You can't camp. And then along the street, there are signs posted, metal signs, permanent signs. And what ends up happening is we're going to come on Tuesday, and we're going to clean. This is the city telling everybody there, we're going to clean this street. And you can't have any of your tents here. Now we're talking about the tents, not the RVs. You can't have your tent encampments here. And outreach workers from the city go out and they go, hey, you got to leave. There's housing here. We have shelters for you. So you know what they do? They pack up their tents, they move across the street, and then when it comes time for the across-the-street parking or cleaning, they move back to where they were. Back and forth. They're playing chess with their tents. And the city clearly has to enforce the anti-camping statute because that's what they're doing. They're camping, not doing it. Or really slowly doing it. Far slower than was ever anticipated. And that's the pattern in some of these homeless encampments, all from the San Fernando Valley all the way to South LA. The enforcement is slow. It's being done in uneven steps. There are literally more than 100 locations in the city that have these signs. You know how many citations have actually been written for illegal camping? Over the 100 locations. Two. And why? Well, the city is saying insufficient number of outreach workers. We don't have interim housing because a court decision said you can't stop people from camping if there isn't housing. And so there aren't enough shelters or these tiny homes that are being built. And so it's a war. It's a war between not enough housing, too many people, the court battle, the politics, the city council, the constituency.